All right, I think I am live. So let me share this. Been a while since I've been on here. I'm gonna try to get some people into this. See if we can get this to work. All right, let's see if I can get this to work correctly here. All right, this is my first stream in a long time, and I'm hoping this is all gonna work. I tested out a few things, and it seems to be working on my end, but we shall see soon enough here. I apologize ahead of time if this does not work correctly. Just making sure I got everything set up right here. I'm gonna wait for some people to hop in. Just doing some house cleaning here for a second. I know it's boring right now, but I promise we'll get this thing moving shortly here. So I'm basically just gonna sit around and wait to see if anybody pops on. And it's pretty warm here in the studio, so you may hear the air conditioner turn on. There it goes. Hey, what's going on, Brian? I forgot I had that thing back there. gonna wait to see if anybody else pops on here. I did this last minute, trying to get all this stuff set up again. I'm doing well. How are you? I've got 2 iPads running, my Mac. I've got my FM9 on the floor, and I'm going to try to maneuver my way through this. Right now I'm going to do a test on the screen. So we have, let's see, I'm just checking what I got going on here. Alright, so we got the FM9 on the floor, got the editor, we got all 3, and we get back to this, and then I can also mute, because when I start playing, I need to mute the mic or it's gonna sound pretty bad. So I'm probably gonna forget every now and then. You got the Axe 3 and FC12 a week ago. I actually, long story short, I actually bought the Axe 3 new from Fractal about a month ago, and I bought the FC12 used locally, and after playing with it for a little while, actually, yeah, probably about a month ago, I realized that while I wanted to keep it, it was just going to be too much for me to travel with as far as flying. So my band just played a gig out in Ohio a few weeks ago, and I ended up returning the Axe, and luckily I found an FM9, not the turbo version, but the first version locally, like the next town over. It was weird, on Facebook Marketplace, and I got it for a good price. So that's what I have, and I'm kind of loving it. I've had Fractal units in the past. I had the original Axe Effects, didn't like it. I had the AX8, didn't like it. I had the FX8, liked it to a certain degree. There was just some weird. The one thing I don't like about the Fractal stuff, there were 2 things actually. Number one, I never liked the way the amps sounded, but now I think the amps sound the best out of all of them. And but the main thing still, and obviously there is a workaround which I'll get into, is that there's no seamless switching or gapless switching. There's always that when you're switching from one. I know presets have a gap, audio gap, where the sound cuts out, but even switching scenes was still doing that for me, and I'm using a workaround that most guys do use. A lot of guys use the multiplexer. I'm using the mixer to get around that. So let's see, I did post this on Facebook. I put it in the Fractal group on Facebook. I just want to make sure none of those guys are going to be hopping on here before I get started, so I don't have to repeat myself 27 times. So yeah, I don't see anybody else coming on. Anyway, so my new band, it's a Def Leppard tribute. If you follow my channel, great, you probably know that already. If not, the band is called Leppard, the Def Leppard Experience. Brian said switching scenes should be seamless. I thought so too, but they're not. Unless I'm doing something wrong, and I'm trying to keep, there's 4 channels in each block, as you probably know. I'm trying to keep all the channels on the same channel when I'm switching, but there's still gaps. So using the mixer actually helps, and it almost kind of blends it into the next scene. But anyway, back to my band. We had our first show on June 30th after about almost a year, maybe 3/4 of a year of putting it together, getting the members and rehearsing and stuff. Been a lot of work, and shows couldn't have gone any better. We have another show coming up October 22nd at a theater in Massachusetts. So right now, I'm getting my... I wrote a preset for every song, almost every song that we do, and I'm kind of going back and forth on how I want to run the FM9. When I first got it, I flew it out. It came to Ohio with us, and I only had one preset, and I just switched scenes and turned effects on and off for certain songs. But I was watching the rig rundown with Def Leppard from the stadium tour, and they have a preset for each song. So I said, let me try that. And I'm using the OMG layout. I really don't know what that means. I guess it means oh my god. I'm not sure, but I'm probably going to end up changing this 900 times between now and the show. But I'm just going to show you how I'm actually running this right now. Alright, so let me try to see if I can do this. It's been a long time switching this stuff. Let's see. Alright, so you should be seeing FM9 edit. You should be seeing me still, a lot smaller, and you should be seeing the FM9 on the floor, a lot smaller. You're not going to be able to really read the what's on the little mini displays. Even when I had it bigger, you couldn't, just because of the lighting. So this is a preset for Rock Rock Till You Drop, and basically in this song I'm only playing the rhythm. I'm not playing. The other guitar player, Mike, is doing all the lead stuff in this one. So what we have going on here is, now watching the rig rundowns, and you know Def Leppard uses the Axe FX3. They've been using it for years now, but they used to use the JMP preamp from Marshall. So I guess in their Axe FX units now they're using the JMP or JM Pre. Yeah, it's right up here, JM Pre 1 OD1. And I think Phil is using the clean from that, and I think Vivian uses the USA clean for his clean tone. But I also found out that they're using a greenback impulse response from York Audio. So I ended up, we have a couple more people hopping on. Say hi in the chat. I ended up contacting York Audio and kind of told them what I was doing, and they pointed me to the exact pack that Def Leppard is using. They weren't sure on the exact impulse response, but the guy did say one of the IRs that were a mix, so I just chose anyone to get it close. So this is the rhythm for Rock Rock Till You Drop. It's just a basic, let me just check the cab. Yeah, so York Audio Marshall 412 25 watt greenback mix 18, and I'm using mix 1. So I have two cabinets going. I'm using standard resolution. I'm probably gonna put those up to the ultra, even though it does make the CPU go up. It's not too bad. And then I have a graphic EQ, and there's not much. I didn't really do much on the EQ just because I was kind of digging what I was getting just from the amp itself. For the drive, I'm using the T808 mod, and reverbs, I'm using the London plate, high quality. I have different levels of, the mix is always at 100% because I'm running it this way as opposed to, you know, right in a row. And then the delay is very short. I also have different variations of the delay. It's digital mono. We're always running mono. The band uses, we're on in-ears, and there are no amps on stage. We don't use any kind of monitors to get any kind of stage volume, so it's a very clean stage. And so we're running mono, and most PA systems that you're going to go through are mono anyway, so why waste going stereo when you're not really, the audience really is not going to hear that. I mean, you could set up a couple of, you know, powered cabs behind you and get stereo on stage for yourself, but to me that's kind of a waste. Alright, so let's, I know I'm babbling here, I'm just trying to get all this information out. And so when I play, I'm gonna have to mute the mic that I'm speaking through because it's gonna double up. So if you are still here, let me know. Sometimes the YouTube doesn't really tell me how many people are here. So here is just a basic, the guitar might be out of tune. I didn't tune it. I probably should. You can hear that. Alright, let me mute this. So I forgot, I'm using, this is like my third guitar for the band. This is a Jackson 24 fret. You know, it's got Seymour Duncan pickups in it. It's all stock. This is a guitar I use if I happen to break a string on the main guitar. Brian, no sound as far as my voice or as far as the guitar goes? I'm gonna wait for your reply because on my end it's showing that sound was coming through. No guitar sound. All right, so let's investigate that real quick. As I said, I haven't done this in probably 7-8 months. I'm gonna mute my voice again. So you should have been getting that guitar. I'm not sure why, because it's showing up that it's going through. Nothing. All right, well, that's why we're here to work out the kinks. I'm wondering, see, if I leave the mic on, it's gonna pick up through my studio monitors and it's gonna create a double back effect. I spent about an hour trying to get this to work, and when I actually did a test recording, not streaming, test recording, the guitar was coming through loud and clear. So I'm not sure why you're not hearing the guitar right now. Worst comes to worst, I'm gonna have to end this and try this another time, but I thought I was all set. I'm gonna try it with the mic on to see if you're gonna hear it looping back, so I don't think that's the issue. And it's probably really distorted. So I'm guessing that you heard something there. You know what I can do too is turn up my volume. Alright, so you heard that. That's the issue. Yeah, see, I just heard it on my iPad. And it's probably really distorted. Alright, so now I'm going to try it with... So I'm going to hear what you're hearing. Hold on, you're going to hear me doubling back here, but... So you heard that. You're hearing me double up now. Yeah, see, I just heard it on my iPad. And it's probably really distorted. Alright, so now I'm going to try it with... So I'm going to hear what you're hearing. Hold on, you're going to hear me doubling back here, but... Alright, so you're definitely not getting the sound. Alright. Good to know. I'm not sure what's going on because it is showing the audio is getting through. It's just not getting through to YouTube for some reason. I apologize. I thought it was set. I did all kinds of tests. It was working fine. What's up, Wes? Having an issue here with getting guitar sound coming through. Not sure what is going on because the signal is pretty strong on my end as far as going through to you guys. I'm trying to think of what... pulling up the settings here to see if there's some kind of... Let me try something else here. Hold on. Alright, let's try this. No, Wes, it's nothing to do with the FM9. It's all in OSB and YouTube. It's something with that. When I did testing earlier before I came on, I had sound going with everything. So I'm gonna mute my mic again and I'm gonna play, and I'm hoping that you're gonna hear it. So here we go. That might have been distorted. So I'm gonna mute my mic again and I'm gonna play. And now you're gonna hear me looping back through this. So here we go. Nope. not quite sure what's going on. Yeah, Wes, I've been going through OBS for about 3 hours today and downloading different things, and they changed something because the way I had it set up previously, the last time I did this, completely gone. Like, it didn't work anymore. I actually have it set for the, I'm gonna try something else here. I'm doing it this way, so I'm gonna disable this. I'm gonna keep the mic going, which is fine. The mic is working, but I wonder if I add in an audio input capture here. Alright, I'm gonna mute the mic again. I want to see if that came through. Oh, you got the guitar now. Alright, I'm gonna mute the mic again. Alright, cool. Alright, so I think I figured out. Now it's really low, so it needs to come up a little bit more. So now I'm wondering, let's do I want to see if that came through. Yeah, it was really loud. I was looking at the meters on this end. Oh, you got the guitar now. Alright. So I'm gonna try doing this without. Nah, see, that's not gonna work either. I think I still have to mute. I'm gonna mute my vocal again. Let's do So how was that as far as the guitar volume? Nah, see, that's not gonna work either. I think I still have to mute. I'm gonna mute my. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to mute every time I go to play. Volume is low. Alright, I can bring the volume up a little bit on the guitar. I just don't want to overdrive it. So let's mute the mic again. How was that one? Alright, I'm gonna leave it there. It's just under hitting the red, it's in the orange, so that should be good. That's where my voice is pretty much. Alright, cool. Alright, let me turn the volume down on this iPad so it doesn't get stupid sounding here. Okay, so now what I was saying, I'm using the JMP Pre-OD1 for this. York Audio greenbacks, 2 mixes, 2 mix cabs, a little bit of EQ. You can see I just pushed up. Some of these are down, a couple of the, actually just 1 or 2 are just up percentage. Like it really doesn't do too much. But how are you guys hearing like the top end of this, like the treble and the presence? Is it too bright, not bright enough, too dark sounding? I noticed when I play through my head rush, it's very bright. When I play through my studio monitors, the Yamaha HS8s, it's nowhere near as bright. So I'm trying to get like a happy medium before I have my next gig next month. But I'm also going to take you through. So this preset only has 2 rhythm scenes. That's it. And if I go to, like I said before, on the board itself, let me switch over to the board. On the board itself, you can't really see it here, but I am using the OMG layout. So basically, it's going to start on, I have it set to start on the scenes layout for that, but I can just hit the preset there, and I have a preset for all the songs, and I can go up and down for the presets. Let's see, here's Hysteria, then I just go into scenes, and I'm in my scenes for Hysteria, and I can also access the effects that I have for Hysteria, which I have a flanger, a drive, chorus, a second delay, a 2 decibel boost, and a pitch. So let me go back to scenes, and let me get back to the main window here. All right, so this is for Hysteria. I don't play the intro clean. I do all the leads in this one, so I have a bunch of different scenes going on here. So the intro solo, and again I got to remember to mute this. So that's basically the opening intro solo, whatever you want to call it. It's not really a solo, it's just kind of a fill. And then in the verse, the second half of the verse, I come in with the guitar, the main guitar is playing this. And obviously it's supposed to be clean, but I don't have that setting here. I gotta set a new scene just in case I need to switch to that. But I come in on the second half of the verse with just a little bit of gain, and I'm still, on this one I'm using 2 amps. See, I do have a clean, I have the JM Pre 1 clean here. And like I said, I'm using the mixer to avoid that gap when switching scenes and presets. And I don't know why it still does that after all these years with Fractal, but the mixer actually takes that whole gapless thing out of the audio cutting out of the equation. And I'm still using the JMP Pre 1 OD1. So when it goes into the second half of the verse, I have a little bit of flange. So if you look at the effects on here, I got a flanger on, no drive, I'm just using the amp itself, and I think that's it. So I come in with this. So that's my part there, and then the next scene, I'm not going to go through every single song we do and play every single part. I'm just kind of giving you an idea. And like I said, the presets that I wrote for these songs are probably going to change 27,000 times between now and the next show, which is in about a month. But then the pre-chorus comes in, and this has a chorus on it. I want to say it switches. Does this switch? Yeah, this actually switches. See, the mixer switches to channel B, so it switches to the clean JMP. Go back to the amp, and let me just make sure I can mute my mic. And then you got this part. Hopefully it's not too loud. So that's the pre-chorus. Mike, the other guitar player, plays it clean. I play with a little dirt on it, some chorus, you know, just to kind of mix it up a little bit so we have a nice stereo kind of thing going on stage. Looks like we got a few more people, and if you're here, say hi in the chat. For those that just got here, I'm just kind of going through my new rig. So I was using the Quad Cortex for a while, still have it, but it's now my backup. I'm absolutely loving the FM9. Which is very different because I wasn't getting along with the Fractal stuff for the longest time, but I don't know what they did, but everything sounds 1000% better to my ears with the new firmwares and all that stuff and all the new amps and how everything works together. So pretty happy with it. I'm actually thinking about selling the Quad Cortex. I don't own any amps anymore, so the capture feature I'll never use, and I'm thinking of picking up an FM3 as my backup because they're basically around the same size, and so when I travel I can bring both and just kind of stay in the same ecosystem. Who is still here? I'm just trying to get a handle on this. All right, so then the chorus. Now, the actual song for Hysteria, there's probably 30 something guitar parts layered throughout the song, and the chorus has 3 or 4 different parts. But the part I'm playing Phil Collins' part, and he's doing like an arpeggiated kind of single note thing, and I have a scene here called chorus, and it's basically just my rhythm tone with like a 2 decibel boost just to kind of push it up a little bit when we play live, coming through the PA system. So I'll play a little of that. So that's kind of what I do in the chorus. Simple stuff, but when you put it all together, it sounds really good. And then second chorus kind of does the same. Second verse, second chorus does the same thing. The solo, now when they play it live, when Def Leppard plays live now, Phil and Vivian both play. I'm pretty sure they both play the solo together, but like an octave apart from each other. We don't do that. Just because we need that other guitar playing, one of the other parts just to make it sound more like the actual song. So let me switch over to the solo sound I have. So this has a 3.5 decibel boost, and it also had, I'm pretty sure 3.5 dB. I used the filter, and it has a little bit of a longer delay, and then I have a pitch block in the front that's using the classic whammy, and it goes down an octave, just to kind of mimic kind of what they're trying to do live with 2 guitar players, with me doing it as a 1 guitar player. So let's see what that sounds like. I'm not going to play the whole solo. I'll just play a little piece of it. Let's get the idea. I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to get the exact sound. I'm not trying to play the exact notes. I'm not trying to get it, 100% perfect, because to me it's impossible. You just don't get there live. Like even them live, they don't sound like the album anymore. They're just playing just to get it sounded as good as they can. And they sound great. I saw them in Orlando on the stadium tour. Now, another thing I should mention, this guitar, like I said earlier, it's the third guitar. And for this song, I actually use my PC1 Jackson Phil Collins model that has a sustainer built into it, which is very important in this song. And I also use it in Animal. But that's kind of packed away right now, so that's why I'm using this. This was hanging on the wall, and I just grabbed it for the sake of doing this video. Let's see what else we have as far as presets. So right here we have all my song presets here. If anyone's on, is there a song or a preset that you want me to go through? I'm trying to think of something that has something a little bit different for you here. Let's see. So the song Women. Now this one, I do the lead, except for the very end outro solo. This one is probably one of my favorite songs to play, and I'm going to use the tap tempo here. That's another thing. I'm thinking of possibly setting the tempos for each song, since I do have a preset for each song, but for now I'm just tapping it out. Alright, so the intro solo to Women kind of goes like this, and it's got a little bit more of a delay on it. that's that. That's the intro solo. Then right before the verses come in, you go to. I'm hoping this is coming through, because I'm not really getting any feedback here. It looks like you're getting signal. I'm just hoping you guys are hearing the guitar like you were before. Sounds like you are. Alright, so then the verse is basically. And I'm just gonna slide through. Then the pre-verse, no, the pre-chorus. I gotta turn the volume down on this iPad. Pre-chorus. Sorry. This is probably getting boring. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, most of the presets are basically the same. So I want to show you how the mixer thing works. So if I don't have this mixer here, that's when I was getting a gap in the audio. So basically, channel A on the mixer here gives me 100% gain on row 3, which is this row. You got 1, 2, 3, and that is the JM Pre-1 OD1. So that's the distorted amp, and then row 2 is the clean. So on this preset here, which is the intro solo, obviously you want to use the clean, the distorted amp. So using channel A. Row 3 is 100%. Row 2, which is the clean, is 0, so you're not going to hear it. Now, if I switch to a clean sound, you notice how this switches to channel B, and now row 2 is all the way at 100%, and row 3's gain is down to 0, so you're going to hear just this. And I don't know why that keeps doing that, but. So that's kind of how the way the mixer works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from one scene to the next, so you can hear how it kind of blends into the next one, rather than cutting off like it's been doing if I don't have that mixer in there. So I think you can get the idea as I was switching through 3 or 4 different switches and scenes. The sound stays rather than getting cut off. Let me see if I can replicate. Let me pull up something else. Just one of the factory presets. Oops, sorry. Moved the wrong thing there. Factory presets. I like the what was it called? Eruption. If I can find it. I'll just do a search. There it is. So we'll pull that up. I don't know how loud this is going to be. So what I'm going to do is switch back and forth between, there's two scenes in this preset. One's called phaser, one's called plus EQ, and I'm not sure if this is going to do what I want it to do as far as getting a gap there, but we're going to try it. Let's see if it happens. No, it's not going to work with this preset. Let me try a different one. Try the brown. It's making me look bad because now the gap is not there. Let me try something else here. Hold on. Let's try. Oh, sorry. So obviously switching between presets you get a gap. I'm not sure why I'm not able to replicate the gap I was getting before using scenes. Maybe I do have this set up now. As far I know, someone had told me that if you keep all the blocks channels on all the same channel, like A, all A's, say your amp is block A, your cab is block A, your reverb is block A, or channel A, I should say. I don't know why I'm saying block. Yeah, Brian, maybe I did have to warm it up a little bit. But yeah, so if that's the case, so let me go back to one of my Def Leppard presets here, and go to Armageddon it. See, I just heard a big switch there. So let me, no, not Armageddon. I need a song that has, how about Love Bites? Love Bites. Let's go to that. Something that has the mixer in there. Sounding really boomy, like, so when I play through my head rush, it's bright, less bass. When I play through the studio monitors, it's not as bright and there's more bass, so gotta kind of take it or leave it on both of them. So I'm gonna take out the mixer on this and see. I can always put this back. I'm just gonna put a shunt in there, and I want to see. I'm gonna save it. I want to see if this causes that same issue. Again, I gotta mute the mic. Now, I think what the issue is with this one is that I have two amps and they're both coming through at the same time, so I definitely have to have the mixer back in there. And I wish they would set a quick build, mixer, there it is. There we go. So that's the right thing. Alright, so I'll go through this a little bit. We're not having the issue with the gap, so I'm not going to worry. You guys probably heard that for years now, like seamless switching and all that. It's working fine. Now, something is bugging me with these studio monitors. I'm getting like a crackling. I don't know if you guys are hearing some kind of crackling sound coming through, or is it just my monitor is kind of vibrating here, or vibrating something on my desk. Yeah, I'm getting it through the speakers pretty bad. Not sure what is going on. I mean, I could play through the head rush, but you're not going to get the same like direct tone. Gotta remember to shut off the mic. So in Love Bites, in the chorus, I'm playing the high arpeggiated part again that Phil Collins plays. That's not right there. So this should be switching to, the chorus should be switching to B. Let's try that. I'm still getting a major rumble going on out of these monitors, and I can't figure out what it's coming from. If you see me kind of reaching, I'm trying to see if there's something on my desk that's vibrating when I'm playing, because it sounds like something is hitting something, and that's what's causing the rumbling. Anybody out there, are you hearing like kind of a low end rumble coming through your whatever you're listening through? It's pretty annoying on my end. So let me go to the bridge part right before the solo. All right, Brian, you don't hear the rumble, so that's good. It's got to be something on my desk that's kind of rattling. The desk is a mess, by the way, so that's probably what the issue is. But before the solo in Love Bites, there's a little kind of a break, a little riff where I don't play the solo in the song, so I play the riff with a lot less gain, and there is I believe there's a flanger. Yeah, there's a flanger on. You can see it up here. I just used the stock flanger sound and it sounded good, so let's hear what that sounds like. Whatever that is driving me crazy. Like I'm not paying attention to what I'm playing over here. I'm trying to figure out what the hell is rumbling. It's a little bit better. I don't know what I did. I have those Auralex acoustics, you know, kind of foam things that sit underneath the your studio monitors. Are supposed to help with vibrations and give you the true, you know, the true bass sound. So I don't know if it was because they weren't sitting right, and it only seems to be coming out of the right side here right now. But anyway, let's switch over to what do we want to do? Let's try photograph. Very simple setup. I have an intro and verse tone. I have a heavier rhythm. I have a chorus, and I have the end. I don't play the main solo, I play the end solo. So here is the intro. And that's that. Yeah, it's still bugging me. I'm not sure what it is. And I have bracelets on this desk. I have Apple AirPods. I mean, it could be anything that's rattling. There's stuff on top of the monitors. Let's move along to, let's see, Armageddon It. What I like about this one is, I'll let you hear the intro. I have an intro, I have a rhythm, a pre-chorus, a chorus, and then I do the solo in this. I do both solos in this one. So let's see. Get in it. Alright, so let's just go to the solo. What do we have? So the solo, I have a pitch block on here too. It's just a little bit of a up one octave on the classic whammy. They're using, it almost sounds like in the actual song they're using some kind of I don't want to say mandolin, but it's got a doesn't sound like a guitar. So live, it doesn't sound anything like the album, so we're doing it that way. That's kind of it. Screwed that up, but you get the idea on that. Trying to see if there's anything else, any other songs. Like a lot of their stuff is just the same. I don't know why they do live. They have their techs switching their sounds, and they have, like I said, they have a preset for every song, but a lot of the stuff is, come to find out, is kind of the same. So I'm not sure why they do that, but a song like Stage Fright, very basic. I think there's one, well, there's a chorus and then the rhythm. So that's kind of the rhythm of it, and then the chorus has a little less gain, and there's some chorus, or let me see, are we on the right preset here? So this should, sorry, we got to shut the mic off, but this should be on, or it should be on. I'm not sure why it's not on. All right, let's try that. Am I boring you guys yet? You know what we can do actually? I can put this guitar down, since this monitor is driving me crazy here. I want to show you what I'm doing as far as transporting the FM9. So this is going to require me moving these one of these cameras, so I hope I don't get you dizzy. Let me put this guitar down over here. I'll be right back. Alright, and I'm going to switch to this. So besides Tom Brady over here, I feel like a weatherman, in my EVH wall. So right down here is, I just got this week. It's a brand new Pelican. It's a Pelican Air, but it's from Color Case. As you can see, it has yellow handles. You can get them with different color handles, whatever color you want. The stickers are already coming off. But this is the 1615. Now, the band went to Ohio about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I took the FM9. I took the Quad Cortex as a backup. So basically what I did was I carried my, and you can probably see, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, it's that case. It's a Gator dual guitar padded case right there. I carried both of the guitars onto the plane, no issues. I also had a mono case, a pedal board, one of the, I think it was the club version, and I was able to fit the FM9 in there with a bunch of other stuff, and I put the Quad Cortex. I had a giant suitcase because I had band merchandise in there, my clothes, the iPad mounts, all kinds of stuff, because we do run a click track, and it was just too much stuff traveling with. So I think moving forward, we're gonna leave the merchandise at home, because bringing merchandise on, traveling, it just, unless you get a dedicated merch person to bring that stuff, it's just not worth it. So basically, I went and got this. I'm trying to make it so you guys can see it. Pretty decent size. It's not super heavy, but it's got the wheels on it, and this actually, you can actually roll it like this, and it has really good latching locks on here. Now the other thing is I have TSA locks that go on here, but this is going to actually hold, and I'm really hoping you guys can see this. What I like about these latches is there's a button here. It's not just one of those pull-up. There's actually a button here, so they won't actually pop open, you know, on accident. See, I almost couldn't open it. That's how good they are. So this has the foam inside. And this little spot here, I'm not going to get it now because everything's plugged in down there. This is the FM9 sits in here. This is just an extra piece of foam that I added and a couple more pieces just to keep it kind of level. But if you look underneath in the next layer of foam, this whole piece comes out. I got my quad cortex in there, and I also have my in-ear pack, my in-ear buds, which are in a small case. I'm going to probably put my in-ear system. I have the Sennheiser G4 that's going to be mounted or set into the foam in the bottom. And like I said, the FM9 sits right in here, and up here is my wireless. I use the Carvin, what is it? Carvin WG5 as my wireless. It's working out great. Very small footprint, and I haven't had an issue. Now this is an add-on. They sell this kind of a mesh storage compartment that screws into the top of this. You can have foam up here, or you get one of these. So I have all my chargers. I always put an Apple AirTag in everything, even stuff I carry on the plane, because you know, stuff you check, I can actually sit on my phone on the plane and see where, like when I check this the next time, I should be able to see where this is in the airport and make sure that it's coming to the plane that I'm on, rather than getting lost. And if it ever does get lost, at least I can let the airline know, hey, I got an AirTag in there, this is where it is, go find it. So if you're not doing that already, I highly suggest doing that. It worked out great. I have it on the guitar bag, the gator bag back there. I have it in my luggage, my bag, anything I bring on the, even if I bring it on the plane, I have AirTags on them just in case I get separated from it. But this is really cool. So you can put all your power supplies in here. You can put cables in here. You can put whatever. I got iPad mounts that I can put in here. I might actually put those in the foam just because they stick out a little bit. And when you close this, I don't want it to hit the FM9. But the FM9, I took all the foam out from this layer, if you can see that. Because when the FM9 sits in here, it's not like raised. The switch is not raised, it's kind of in, and the switches almost come level with the foam, so it's very well protected. And like I said, TSA approved locks on this, and I should be good to go for the next fly gig that we have. Probably won't be till next year, but this it wasn't cheap. I think it was $450 with free shipping. It's probably just factored into the cost, but I figured, you know, I need to. There's quad cortex FM9 in this thing, $1,000 in-ear system. You know, this has to be protected the best it can be, and it needs to go. Like, you can't. It's too big to bring on the plane. That was my whole thing, was trying to get as much onto the plane as I could, and it's just not possible. You got to bring. I don't want to check guitars. You have to bring those with you onto the plane. So that's the way. Now that won't go to me to local shows. Local shows I have. You can probably see it over there on that couch. That big white thing, right there. That's actually a hard case with foam, white foam on the top and the bottom. So when we play locally, I actually have a flat board with handles that I have an iPad mounted to, because I run our tracks, and the FM9 can sit on there. We have one of our stage boxes mounted on there. We have a power mounted on there. So basically, it's an all-in-one thing. I'm going to mount my mic stand on there as well. So when I get to a show, you're playing with multiple bands, I put my pedal board down, my mic stand's already there, everything's already plugged in. We run Ethercon cables out of that right to our rack, and we're good to go. So it's been a long time, this whole past year, trying to get all this stuff situated, get the band up and running, merchandise going. You know, we have, if you look up on YouTube, you can, if you search Leopard, Def Leppard Experience promo 2022 or something like that, I think it is. We've got a really good, our management set us up with a really good promo video. We're extremely happy with it, and we'll be getting nothing but great feedback off of it. Check that out. Let me know what you think about that. I don't know whether or not this video is going to stay up, just because I was having too many issues in the beginning with the audio on this, and the fact that that monitor, I gotta look into this studio monitor and figure out why it's giving me kind of a rattling noise when I'm playing, and I was more concentrating on that than I was, you know, giving you guys stuff here. So let me just check something here. Just want to make sure nobody's asking a question. I have my iPad open. No. All right. But anyway, I think we're going to end this, unless anybody has a question or wants me to play something else or wants to see something else as far as my rig or something in the F9 edit or whatever. It doesn't matter. I will try to do the best I can here. I'm just trying to, there's something going on with my iPad here. This stuff never goes smoothly. There we go. That's working now. Alright, but anyway, thank you for anyone that did stop by. Brian, I know Wes was here. There were a few other people, but they remained silent, so maybe next time. If this video is still up, I'm saying thank you now. If it's not, you're never going to see it, so it doesn't really matter. But catch you guys next time. I'll try to be a little more organized next time I do this. This was just a last minute thing. I said I finally had some time. I never have time anymore to do anything like this, so I finally had a little bit of time today. And you know, it taught me a lesson that I probably shouldn't rush this stuff. So anyway, have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time. Take